All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, as predicted, Devin Haney's and Regis Prograis pay-per-view numbers are being reported by several sources. Different numbers are coming out. However, if you believe one of them or two of them, Devin Haney has outsold Gervonta Tank Davis in his pay-per-view against Regis Prograis with an absolutely amazing margin. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be firmly ensconced in the land of fantasy because numbers have come out, and I'm telling you, people asked me all week about this, what the pay-per-view numbers would be for Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, and I told you what they were going to be and what people said they were going to be, and as usual, my prediction, did not disappoint. Not because I'm Nostradamus or anything like that, just because they say the same thing and they do the same thing consistently, which is lie on one side and exaggerate on the other side. So, according to reports, Devin Haney, Regis Prograis did between 300 and 350,000 pay-per-views on one report. On another report, it came in somewhere around what Lomachenko and Devin Haney did, which was 150,000. And then on another one, it came out that people expected around 80. We're going to go with the 350 to 300,000. And we're going to also look at the 100 to 150 and what that, and the 80 and what it means for what was said about Gervonta Davis's pay-per-views before Ryan Garcia. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a huge difference to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Mattio. Thank you to Vincent. I saw your support. Thank you. Thank you to D. Murphy, Barbara D., Aisha. Let's get into this. All right, so there's a guy that comes out with pay-per-view reports all of the time. Whenever it is, whenever it is the PBC, he comes out with these numbers. His name is Rick Glazier. Rick Glazier reported that Gervonta Davis versus Hector Garcia had sold 60,000 pay-per-views. Or was it 49,000? I believe it was 60,000 pay-per-views is what Rick Glazier said. 69,000 pay-per-views. And people bought that, even though it was absolutely ridiculous. And Showtime itself said they sold more than that. They sold 100,000 at least just on the digital app. And that wasn't even counting the lineal purchases, which the majority of them would be, right? But people bought that. So that's the number that he did. Now, after Gervonta Davis fought Ryan Garcia, the numbers came out and it was between 1.2 and 1.5 million. Okay, so but let's take that Ryan Garcia one and set it to the side, because that's what everybody wants to do with Gervonta. And they want to say, okay, well, let's see what everybody else does compared to Gervonta. So Devin Haney fights Lomachenko. They say it was 150,000, even though how in the world did that happen if Gervonta Davis only did 60 against Hector Garcia, when it had a lot more buzz around the fight. Gervonta Davis is a lot bigger name than both of them. And the gate for the fight did $5 million. But Gervonta Davis is an anomaly. So now let me tell you what they want you to believe. Devin Haney team and Tank Davis haters want you to believe that Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis just sold roughly 8 times more pay-per-views than Gervonta Davis did against Hector Garcia, or Gervonta Davis did against Leo Santa Cruz, or Gervonta Davis did against Rolly Romero. Matter of fact, Devin Haney just sold more pay-per-views than all those 3 fights combined. Yet, Devin Haney was not able to fight in Vegas for fear that they wouldn't sell out the show in Vegas. This stuff is absolutely getting to the point where it's ridiculous. The stories that are being told in boxing on YouTube are absolutely YouTube. This came on Twitter, though. I haven't seen this on YouTube. It's absolutely ridiculous where anybody is putting out any type of information just to get somebody to look at what they're saying or to manipulate people's appearance and make it look like somebody that is doing well in boxing is not doing well, and somebody that is doing well in boxing is doing spectacular. Okay? Now, if somebody has said that Gervonta Davis had done 3 million pay-per-views against Ryan Garcia, I would be saying the same thing. Man, I don't believe anybody. I do not believe 3 million people watched that fight. That fight did not have anywhere near the buzz that Floyd Mayweather Jr. had when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was fighting when he was fighting Manny Pacquiao or when he was fighting Conor McGregor. But you've got pay-per-view events like once Gervonta Davis got to 1 million, all of a sudden every Jake Paul fight is over 1 million. Now Devin Haney is doing 350,000, which honestly, man, 350,000 is more than they gave credit for Errol Spence Jr. getting when Errol Spence Jr. fought Sean Porter. And it's about half of what Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford just did fighting each other. It's also twice as much as Terrence Crawford did with Sean Porter. There's no way. Okay, there's no way that fight was that big. The fight wasn't big at all. It was Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. And the fight took place in San Francisco. So now you have people literally on my Twitter feed telling me that Devin Haney just generated $30 million. Look, man, I don't know where you guys are from or what you guys like to talk about, but I don't mind talking about anything to do with boxing. I like talking about the fights. I like talking about the money. I like talking about the business. I like talking about the whole thing. The whole thing is interesting to me. I've been involved in business for many, many years in entrepreneurial ventures. I worked for big companies, right? I've worked for myself. I've worked for others, right? I've been responsible for things where you had to track the bottom line. All of that stuff is interesting to me. So I don't mind talking about pay-per-view numbers and ticket sales and all of that because I do think it's relevant. It's relevant to how big the sporting world is and what the likelihood is that we're going to be able to get fights and all of that. It really is. If a fight is really, really big enough and enough people want to see it, then a fight can take place. A fight can be made. But when you make up stuff and you just lie about stuff, all that does is obscure everything. And you don't know what can really be done and what really can happen because you're too busy living in la la land, right? Now, it's one thing to lie about, and then it's the lies just don't stop there. The lies go into this fighter said that he doesn't want to fight this fighter when he never said it, or this fighter ducked this fight, but he ducked that fighter, but he couldn't because this man had a mandatory, or he ducked me because I was his mandatory, and you're not his mandatory. Just so many lies, man. So many mistruths that it just stinks the whole place up, man. Let fair be fair. If Gervonta Davis is the bigger draw, Gervonta Davis is the bigger draw because he is. Let that man have his credit. Stop lying on the other guy. Stop lying on him on one hand and blowing up him on the other hand. It's ridiculous. And it's just getting to a level that is just, I'm telling you, man, there's almost no truth. It's very, very hard to find the truth because when the truth is there's 15 people going to lie. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.